Everyone, I'm back on now. I had a connection issue, but let's jump straight into the charts right here. If you do have any questions, go ahead and ask in the chat right here. First things first, as usual, we do SPY QQQ, and then we will go to some other names that we usually go over with, and we'll see what we find for tomorrow and the rest of this week. So SPY today, it was a one-on-one, or what I have two trades on SPY today. So we had a reversal based off of last Friday's sell-off, and today we saw a big bounce back over here into the 364 range, which I mentioned was a big level, and that big level was where SPY was building pretty much almost for 2 hours. And you can see how we had a multi-hour consolidation right around 364 area. And after we did make a break, that is when we entered our 365 calls and rode up here all the way to the top right here around 368 and pulled back. So far, we are making a small relief bounce in the markets right now. And we don't know how high it can go, but based off of technicals, we're just going to explain what we are currently seeing right now on SPY. So this is the 1 hour chart right here, 1 hour candlesticks right here. Today, SPY attempted to break over 367 resistance, which is the gap territory resistance. And if we break over that, we are going to get a move towards 370 to fill that gap right here. After 367 is going to be 370 to fill the gap, and maybe test 371 as well, so that we can get the top of the range and possibly reject from there. But based on previous times that we have seen a small bounce in the market after a multi-day sell-off, we have seen multiple days of a rally after that bounce, and then we come back down. So seeing that pattern tomorrow, I do feel that we are going to have a bounce a little bit higher tomorrow, back over 367, and then we get to 370 or 371, and then that will be another decision maker right there. So do we either break that 371 and then get to 374 to fill that other gap right here, which is going to be at 371 and then 374, which is going to be right here? Do we do that and then come back down, or do we just come back down right here from where we are right now, back down to under 364 and then 357 again? We don't know, but based on the patterns and what I feel what can happen for tomorrow on SPY, I do feel that we are going to fill the gap to 370, and I'm not sure what's going to happen from 370 to 374. I hope that happens so that we can be clear of any gaps and then come back down. So I do have SPY calls for swings overnight, and we will see what happens tomorrow morning. If they do end up dropping back down to 364, I will maybe add some calls right there for bounce based off of what happened today around 364 area, which you can see right here. We were sitting around 364 all day today, or pretty much most of the day on the midday trading, and then we ran right off that, went all the way to 368. So if we do decide to pull back to 364 tomorrow or even under, we will see how it goes. Depends on if we hold this area of today's breakout or not. Otherwise, stay away and we will flip back to puts. So plan for calls tomorrow. If you are not in any calls, what you can do is you can wait for a break back over 367 for a move towards 370, 371. And if you miss that as well, you can also wait for 371 to break, and then we can see a gap fill to 374. So there's two ways you can play for SPY right there. That is coming up if we decide to go higher. If not, you want to play puts, you can buy puts right here and hope that we do come back down from here, or you could buy puts once we break 362 or 364 on SPY, and we will come back down to 357 and then lower to 350. So now those are your plans right there. I'm going to hop on the notepad real quick. I'm going to fix my screen for you guys. Screen 1 right here, and notepad. Okay, so SPY. This is going to be our trade plan. 370 calls above 367 for 370, 371 target. Or if you missed it, you can do 380 calls above 371 for 374 target gap fill. Or if you want to do puts, you can do 360 put under 367 for 364 target, which is gonna be pretty quick. But I wouldn't really do that, but that is a suggestion. So if you want to do that, you can do that as well. I would rather do 360 put under 364 for a target of 357, which is a retest of Friday's low right here. So that is a play for tomorrow on SPY, just in case we get anywhere around those levels. Let's go ahead and go over here and go back on the screen. And let's go over QQQ real quick, and we'll talk about what happened exactly today with tech stocks. So yesterday I mentioned October is usually the strongest month for tech stocks, which is what QQQ is. Now, we had a good start to October. We bounced right off of that 267 level I mentioned. Does QQQ break it, or do we bounce off it? Today, we decided to bounce off it and went to 275.20, exact resistance, which we touched today. And guess what? That 275.20 resistance is. That is exactly where yesterday's or Friday's resistance was, where we had a pop and then we got rejected at 275.20 and came back down, sold off all the way to 267. Today, we bounced, retested that same exact 275.20. Now, does QQQ want to break here 275.20 and fill the gap right here, which is going to be right here between 276 and 280. So that is your suggestion play number 1 for calls if QQQ does break the gap at 275 or 276. Now, if you want to buy puts, go ahead and enter here and hope for the best, and make sure you're not too heavy, because there's not really much bearish play inside this right now because of this first day of bounce, and knowing that October is usually the strongest month for tech stocks. So be aware, be cautious. If you want to play puts, you can do puts under 267. You can wait for that, or you can do puts right here right now and hope that you get back closer down to 267. That is up to you. If you are waiting on calls, you can play calls over 275, and then we will start pushing higher towards 280, which is going to be the top of the range right here. And I won't be sure where exactly QQQ can go from 280 because we haven't hit that yet. But if we do hit that 280 and that breaking it, we can't continue higher towards around this area, which where QQQ rejected twice back in the 22nd of September, which is going to be at 283. So after 280 is 283, and then we will start to see the top of this range right here at 293. But we're not going to focus on that right now because I doubt we will see 283 tomorrow. So calls on QQQ. Let's do a suggestion of 280 call. These will be for weeklies as well, so it's not going to be too expensive. But if you were doing next week, for example, or next 2 weeks, the 280 strike suggestion will be pretty expensive. So you can go farther out of the money, like for example, 285 strike or 290 or 288. Whatever you see has the most volume and open interest. 280 call strike over 276 or 275, target 276 and then 280. And puts You can do 265, or we'll just do 270 put under 275.20 for a rejection, back to low 270s and 267. Or you can do 265 put or 260 put under 267 if we do end up breaking that tomorrow, or 260.85 target. Sorry, there you go. We do have a plan for QQQ tomorrow. We have 280 call above 275 with a target of 276 and 280. So once QQQ breaks that 275, we will continue higher to fill the gap all the way to 280. And if QQQ does reject from here at 275.20, and this will be the confirmation, we can play 270 puts for a move towards low 270s and then 267 again. So that is going to be your next play right there for QQQ. Next up is Amazon, and we will do one more name and then we'll call it off. So here we have Amazon breaking out. In the bigger picture, we are still in the range at 119 and 113. So nothing so far today. It looks like it decided to cut. It decided to hold that 113 support right here today and bounce right here from 113 all the way up to 117 almost. So we don't know what's going to happen here because QQQ is pretty much retesting that big resistance that we touched yesterday. But guess what? Amazon has the same exact play as what QQQ did today, a double top right here on the hourly chart. Now we have a 116.92 as resistance. So it's either going to be calls above this and fill the gap to 119, or we buy puts and hope this is a rejection back down to bottom right here at 113. Or we could play 110 put and 105 put under 113. So pretty simple. Amazon. We will do a 120 strike suggestion over 116.92 or 120 or 119 target. And for puts, you can play the rejection. So let's say 112 or 110 put under 116 or 117, 116.92 for rejection back to 113. You can do 105 put under 113 for 109.30 target. So like I said yesterday, 113 is a big support, and also 109.30 is a big support. So once 113 breaks on Amazon, we are going to have a target of 109.30, and that is going to be the big support right there. So I suggest if you have puts and you are writing it down from 113 to 109.30, 100% take all your profits at 109.30 and stay away until we make a big decision right there. Do we break lower or do we bounce? We don't know. So that is why you're going to take all your profits at 109.30 and see what happens from there. So this is going to be your plays for tomorrow, just in case any of these hit, which I'm sure it will. So far we have SPY, we have QQQ, you have Amazon. Now, this was pretty simple. So nothing much right now. Let's go to Microsoft and see if we have anything in this one. So this one is tech related. I did mention earlier on the call in Discord that this one does have multiple days of struggling to break that 241.50 resistance, which you can see on daily chart. We have tried to break this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Almost 10 days of trying to break that 241.50 resistance on Microsoft daily chart. So is this the top for Microsoft? Who knows? Because every time we touch that 241.50, we come back down to around 235, 234. Can we do that again tomorrow? I don't know, but it's pretty in correlation with Amazon and QQQ charts, because all of those are hitting resistances right now. So that is why you pay attention to all of them and see, do we break it or do we reject it and come back down lower? But for me, I'm favoring calls, and I hope that we break higher, which could happen. So let's go ahead and set up a plan for Microsoft. What happens if Microsoft breaks 241.50? It's pretty choppy. So let's say we have a lot of demand right here or supply. Every time we touch this area of 245, we get rejected. How do I see this? Because you can see over here, back in September 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, you can see right here, every time we touch 245, we get rejected pretty hard. So it looks like that can happen right there again if we do end up hitting that level. So be careful, and this is going to be our next target if we do end up breaking this 241.50 resistance on Microsoft. Now let's go back on our notebook or notepad real quick, and we will type out our play. Microsoft, let's do a 245 call suggestion over 241.50 for 245 target. Supply zone. And then we will do a 235 puts under 241.50 for a rejection. Target is 234 and then 233. That's it for Microsoft. Pretty simple. You can see how Microsoft has been in range for the past 9 days and nothing has happened ever since. We broke right here. We came down lower. We tried breaking it multiple times and then we got lower, and now we're back at the same level. Do we break it tomorrow and continue higher, or do we reject tomorrow all the QQQ and Amazon, Microsoft and all that and come back down? We don't know. So that is why I am setting up a trade plan for you guys. Now, let's go over NVIDIA. NVIDIA doesn't have anything crazy going on. AMD does not have anything crazy going on. Let's go on Google real quick and see. Nothing. Let's go on Tesla. I did mention Tesla earlier today. Let's go over this one real quick, and then we'll call it a day for you guys. So Tesla had a delivery report or a production report, whatever it came out over the weekend. It looks like the market or retail did not like the numbers, and it tanked pretty much almost 10% today. Now, Tesla's breaking this big range right here under 266, and now it looks like we are going to be free falling towards this bottom range right here, which is going to be around 220s and possibly 208. Swing puts would be the best for this one if you can get a farther expiration. I would say around October 21st or even later than that. If you can hold on to that long and Tesla gets around 220 or even lower, there is your profit. I don't think Tesla will stop selling until we get around those areas of 220 and 208. So that will be a sell target if you are currently in swing or puts. So Tesla's not looking good right now. I'm not liking how we had a big gap down and a negative reaction to a report. But I'm not gonna suggest a play right now because actually we can. I'm sure someone can catch this one because I'm sure it's not too late, but we'll do it anyway. So I'm not gonna suggest any calls because I don't see any bounce anywhere until we get to 220. So we'll just do put play for right now. Let's do a 200 put. It's kind of too far out of the money, so we'll do 220 or anything that's anything that has a good amount of volume and open interest. So 220 put under, let's say today's low, I guess, if you want to do that, or you can wait until 237 breaks, 237 or 220, 208 target. I suggest grabbing expiration. That's it. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to be only focusing on SPY. Once again, only trading SPY for this week. My SPY plan is right here. We do have a 370 call over 367 or a 380 call over 371, 360 put over 367, 360 put over under 364, and we do have QQQ, we got Amazon, we got Microsoft, and we have Tesla. So those are your options for tomorrow. If you want to copy them and put it on your own notebook, go ahead and do that. It's all right here for you guys. Also, this is recorded, so if you want to go back and rewatch it, I will put it up on YouTube as soon as we end this. Tomorrow's plays will be all right here for you guys. If you have any questions, please message me or ask in the chat right now. But that's it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we do have a good day in the markets, especially going upside, because that is what we need right now. Yeah, so I'll see you guys. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you all for watching, and have a great day. Take care.